Hello again, everybody, and thanks for joining us for another episode of the Wish You Were Beer Show. For those of you who don't know, this is a live beer review show that we do every Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, without fail, unless Phil forgets to hit the intro button, and sometimes it's at 8:01. Thank you, as always, for stopping by. Make sure that you go to the About section. Make sure you like and subscribe to the page. Follow us.
It's free.
It is free to do that.
You can do that for free.
For free. That is no charge.
Yeah.
I don't know what I've been paying for all these years then.
It's called OnlyFans, Phil. You spend a lot of money.
I do.
But make sure you like and subscribe everything on the YouTube, but also you can follow us on Instagram. You can follow us on Twitter. We sort of have a Facebook, but we also have a website. So all that's down in the About section. Make sure you follow along everywhere you can get us. We also use Untappd quite a bit. So if you're familiar with Untappd, it's our social drinking app that keeps track of all our beers, both personally and on the show. So you can follow us individually as well as the show and kind of keep a running log of the beers we've had.
Some of us have a wish list of beers that you could send us.
True story. If you are friends with us on Untappd, you can see our wish list. So if you happen to be in an area where Tiffany, let's say, has a beer that she wishes she could get there, you could always reach out, maybe send it to a PO.
If you look at our show one as well, it's pretty empty at the moment, but there is a list of upcoming beers that we'll be doing on the show in case if you want to join us one of these weeks.
Correct. Yeah. So we try to keep an updated calendar either on the website.
It's getting slim.
It is getting slim. So we're
working on it.
In the process of planning out our next beers. So in the next week, you should be able to go, maybe a month in advance and try to get your hands on the same beers that we're going to have on the show. Because if you're logged into Facebook or YouTube, you can actually comment along with us. So it's always nice when somebody has the same beer, or you can at least just comment along and tell us what beer you're having. So it's always more interesting to have folks play along, so to speak.
I got to compliment you, Daniel, on that transition you just found there. That was wonderful.
What transition? That's a normal transition.
I know, but it was so smooth going from look at that, and then you can also come on to YouTube and talk. I just had to applaud it.
I appreciate that, Phil.
It's almost like
good
we've been
transition
for a full year.
Yeah, we're like 50 plus shows in, and finally getting some fucking transitions on point. That's nice.
61st episode tonight, by the way.
61st? Happy
61st.
Roger Maris episode. Is that a thing?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. It should be.
We could make it one.
Should be. But that being said, as always, I'm Daniel. This is Tiffany. That's Phil. Phil's still in Murder Cabin, which I love personally.
Yeah, of course.
I'm glad you're back in it, actually. All that beautiful footage from St. Martin was really starting to piss me off. So I'm happy you're in a dark, dark place in your life right now.
This suits me currently. It really does. I also just finished watching Dexter New Blood, and I really felt like it all related to me.
Oh, God, yeah, you really connected with that, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. There's plastic everywhere here. But that's just because I spill and fluids fly out of me every now and then.
I was going to say, I think
that's
for a different reason.
Yeah, that's a...
Oh, no, maybe.
At least I'm clean. On the outside.
On the outside, yeah. Inside's a different animal.
It's a great start for me.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get a lot of fan mail,
a lot of hate mail, but they're fans too if you really spin it the right way.
Whew. I could go into my week, but I think that the two of you had a more exciting week than I did. So let's hear about your week.
Did we do something this week?
What happened?
Yeah, so if you follow along with us on Instagram,
which you should, because you've already liked it because it's free.
Correct. Instagram is also free, other than their ability to track you and sell you.
Or just market you products that you really want, but you had no idea you wanted before.
This is also true.
Bought a lot of things.
Yes. A lot of personal grooming equipment that I saw on Instagram. Oh, just me? Okay.
No, I bought some candles recently, and I was like, oh, yeah, I do like this candle.
If you follow along with us on Instagram, then you probably already know that Tiffany and I were lucky enough to do a collaboration beer. So we're going to be doing it as the Wish You Were Beer show, but we were actually lucky enough to be on site and brew the beer with them, which was a ton of fun to be just a part of that process in general, much less to be able to have some say in it, which was really crazy.
Yeah.
Wait, so you guys got like to what kind of say did you get here? What kind of control did they give you?
I picked the beer.
Yeah, so
Like I was like, you know what we should do? A Dortmunder. They're like, cool, let's do it. And I was like, great.
All right.
We obviously didn't do the recipe because it would have been like, I don't know, sweet tarts, chocolate.
No,
what do you put in one of these things?
I had like, I Googled, but I was like, nah, I don't think I should follow that. So
no.
I could have in theory at least suggested some things, but I 100% did not. So
Yeah.
it should be great.
So we left that up to Jonathan, who is the head brewer at Virginia Beer Company. So you were part of it as well, Phil, within the email chain of it, with the formulation of the name of the beer, the can art,
Sure.
what we wanted on there. But there was always the question of, well, what about the beer? And I just always deferred to, why don't we let Jonathan do what he's the best at,
Right.
and I'll figure out a fart joke for the back, and we'll call it even.
Yeah.
And that we did.
Yes, we
did. It's the beer is called Fart Joke.
Could you imagine?
No.
Nope, not called Fart Joke.
Hey, Dave.
Yeah.
I think I saw different emails.
Oh yeah, different emails. We kept you on a separate list.
Oh.
But yeah,
My emails just went nowhere. No one was getting them.
the brewing process was super fun. Surprising at how much 55 pounds is when you need to lift it to like here. Also, I should say I'm 5'4". Everyone is at least probably 5'7" in the brewery.
Correct.
It's amazing just with a few extra inches. Go ahead, laugh for a second. We'll
let that sink in.
For like being able to like lift things up over your head. And so like I needed a stool and I was like trying to like leverage it with like my legs and I couldn't. There's some videos.
There's an Instagram story of Tiffany doing this. Which
Yeah. It was harder than I thought because I was like 55 pounds. Like that's not that bad. But then I was like, it like wasn't like a solid object. Like, it's kind of floppy because it's a bag of grain. And I was like trying to, man, it.
And it was
I hurt my back. Let's just be honest. I am 35. I hurt my back trying to lift these 55-pound grain bags over my head. I had to take some.
I did fine.
I had to take some ibuprofen.
But so it was 150 plus pounds of grain all in all for this recipe of different variations of it in some capacity. But yeah, it was great. I mean, we
got to eat the grain.
Yeah, we got to try
tastes like crackers.
The straight grain. A couple different.
I enjoyed watching the shots you guys took for the few seconds you could before the camera fogged up, but just filming inside the tanks.
Oh yeah. So in the mash tank,
I've never seen that. So
yeah,
that was really cool.
So those are like giant production sized ones because they are meant for the 60 barrel systems. And so they have the like rake system in there, which is like the mixing of the grain. Essentially it's the mash. But the smaller size ones they have, you actually do like by hand. And I was really grateful that they didn't make me do it by hand.
They have it. They do.
And they were like, next time you come, we're going to use this one.
Yeah.
Be ready. And I was like, well, I will take ibuprofen beforehand.
It's like an 8-foot paddle.
Yeah.
Like, could you just imagine? And got it.
So I almost did all the brewing. I don't think you actually did a lot other than lifting some bags of grain.
I drink a lot of beer.
Yeah. I did the majority of the brewing because Daniel was like, nah, this is Tiffany's thing. Mm-hmm. And then he just drank beer.
So when can we expect this beer to be completed and ready to go?
6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah, 6 to 8 weeks. So it's a lager, which is obviously a little bit slower, like we've talked about on the show before. They're going to try to let it naturally carb up as much as possible so that they don't have to add any carbonation to it because that's kind of defeats some of the purpose. But they may end up having to add a little bit to it if it's taken too long since we did ours in a 10 barrel system. So it's their experimental batches. So it's a little bit smaller than what they're normally producing, obviously.
Well, so they have the 5, the 10, they have 30 and then 90.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'll take what we can get. That sounds, I'm so excited about this beer.
Yeah, me too.
Also, yes.
So yeah, that was definitely.
Well, sort of.
Yeah, sort of. I mean, we've played around with it in the past with some friends and stuff, but I think this was the first brewing experience on the potential scale that they're capable of brewing in.
Yeah.
you know, when you're looking at that size of a system that they're brewing on daily, just
this
is a little
isn't
crazy.
like a homebrew size.
Right.
This is
well, Andy, you've been to Virginia Beer Company, so you know it's a large production brewery. So
it is. It was pretty freaking cool.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. Sorry, Phil, you were not there.
yes.
That's all right. I was invited, just couldn't make it happen. But
Yep.
I will
However,
I will try to be there.
The next time we do this, you'll need to just come out for both, or just we'll do an IPA, and then it's like a 2-week turnover period. So it's gonna stay here for a couple weeks.
Works for me.
Yeah,
as long as it works for you.
Yeah, I don't care. Well, we got a really cool air mattress and a foam topper for it.
Gosh, you guys too good to me.
Spoil you.
But on top of that, you guys had another big week this week. Last night, I listened to a podcast, and you guys were talking on it.
I
bet
that really upset you too. Like, God, I can't get away from these bastards.
Now I got to listen to this. No, it was super exciting to hear you guys telling me about that experience.
Yeah, so that was a ton of fun. So again, if you keep up with us or keep up on our social media, you probably already at least saw it come across in a link form. We did an episode of Beer in Front with our friend Dave, Dave was actually on the show when we had guests just stop in and tell us what they were drinking. You may remember he's a Chicago guy, so he's definitely got a great Chicago accent.
And a great podcast voice.
But his show's fantastic. He does an idea that the beer in front of you is typically the best beer. So, you know, what's your favorite beer? The beer in front of me. But he likes to talk about old school beers, new beers, Chicago beers. He had us on the show so we could talk about a Virginia-based beer. So we sent him a beer from Coastal Fermentory, who we've had on the show in the past.
We actually sent him 4 beers from Coastal.
Yeah, we sent him 4 beers from Coastal. I did sneak in a
custom pack.
Yeah, I sent him a Virginia Beer Company beer as well. That was their Waypost variation. So it was a 10.5% Mexican stout, which
that was delicious.
Killer.
Killer in the fact that it's
It'll kill
immediately
you
on the ground.
Yeah. No, so it was great though. It was a lot of fun to be on his show and kind of get a little bit of some back end on how he runs his show, because I've listened to quite a few of his episodes. So it was fun to hear. It was fun to hear and see how he's doing things differently. And hey, he's a great beer guy. He's got a big beer brain, which is fantastic.
Yeah. I found out I do not have a voice for podcasts.
I thought you guys sounded great on the show. It was a really fun listen. I just did want to point out, Tiffany, on the show, he asked you your perfect 6-pack or whatever. And you could not think of the one from Nost, and I was drinking it while you were...
Oh, that's funny.
Past Obsessions.
That's funny.
I was literally like, Past Obsessions! I was like sitting there drinking it.
I just, I love the idea. You're just yelling to yourself. Past Obsessions.
Oh, it's not live? Oh, okay.
I was gonna say, I think Vero, were you in town when they had just released that Kolsch too? I think we may have had that one together.
That's so Vero got this. She got this.
Very true.
True. Yeah. I was gonna say, Vero, you probably were also yelling in that it was Past Obsessions, because I was on the spot. Dave asked me this question, and like in my brain, I didn't really I couldn't connect the dots. And then as soon as we were done, I was like, oh, like I probably could have just said, this beer or whatever. Yeah. Yep, we did drink it together. Good. I couldn't remember if it was a Kolsch or a Pilsner. They had
losing it.
God, see, this is why I can't be put on the spot with things. I got to do some research.
Yeah, it's called research. I think it's no, but I tell you, it was a lot of fun, and we sat and listened to the episode last night, and it was funny because by the time we had realized he had posted it and that it was out, we had just finished watching TV. We were like, all right, let's big day tomorrow for normal work reasons. We're like, all right, well, let's go to bed. And I was like, oh shit, Dave's episode is that.
Right.
We stayed up another hour, like just sitting on the couch listening to it, and it was very true, Dave. We were drinking a Belgian triple, so cut us some slack. Towards the end, it got a little sloppy.
So we were like sitting on the couch, and Daniel was notorious for falling asleep in front of the TV. and I thought that he was sleeping during the episode. But he was like 100% old man resting his eyes because then he'd start laughing. Because he was like listening, but he was like,
It's the dad sleep. I'm
Yeah, I
watching
was
that.
like, my eyes are so tired. I'm
watching.
gonna...
Don't change that.
But it was so funny because I was like, oh my gosh, like we're there now. I'm taking ibuprofen because my back hurts.
Because of that 2 bags of grain you had to
I
lift.
lifted more than 2. I think it was like 5.
It's the only part of the brewing process I did, Phil. Like, come here, dum lift things.
All right. Well, I mean, what a great week. But we have another great week this week because we have another beer to drink.
What?
I know. Apparently, this is what we do on this show. 61 episodes in, and apparently we drink beer and we talk about it.
I love it.
So, what are we drinking tonight? Y'all know?
I do.
All Cats Are Gray in the Dark by Fat Orange Brewing Company.
Bad Orange Cat.
Whatever.
Bad Orange Cat.
Correct.
And they are out of Connecticut. North Haven.
Is that a town in Connecticut?
Yeah, you're doing well. Keep going.
Okay.
7.2%.
7.2%.
There it is.
I will remember. That is, by the way, that is what I memorized from last week.
Yeah, in case you guys missed it, we did put out a short blooper reel of us trying
so long
to shoot the promo last week for this week's show about this beer, and it's the original cut of it is 13 plus minutes long before we felt comfortable we got one.
I was crying from laughing so hard.
That one was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
we made the mistake of filming those after this episode. When we had 2 or 3 beers, and then we're like, hey, let's film something where we have to talk and say things.
And yet here we are again, having not filmed the promo in advance.
I love it.
It's much more fun.
We will film another after this.
Keeps me on my toes.
Does it? I like that I keep feeling his toes because I'm the one that does the
I have to talk after you, and you always throw me off.
Well, I just add something different every time because there's no script. So it's like, well...
There's a script.
No.
You guys just didn't memorize your lines.
I memorized it, and then I was like, you know what else would be great? If we mentioned it was 7.2%.
Tiffany's out there ad-libbing.
Yeah.
So, I've got good and bad news about this beer. Good news is, I've got a little promo video so we can see what this place looked like.
Bad
news is... as of December 2021, they are no longer open at their brewery, but they are still distributing, and you can still get it. But the brewery has closed down as of right now. It says temporarily closed on Google, so I'm hoping that maybe it'll come back around. But as of right now, we can't visit this brewery currently. But let's check out this quick little clip to see what it looked like when it was open.
I thought it was not Hertford. Sorry. Hey, we're
Tiffany's trying to
back.
pinpoint.
We're back.
So I was just thinking as I was watching that if so we didn't mention it, but we are trying out posting our shows on as actual audio podcast.
Yes.
And for the last 30 seconds, everyone's just listening to some cool music.
I love it.
That's going on.
And check this out.
Just a little break.
It's just us drinking beer during that, actually.
I love
it's like that's our beer drinking jam music.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
It's a little dance party.
So that looks like that looked like it was a pretty cool brewery. I love like those outdoor barnyard type breweries where it's just like, like on a nice day that is like the best place to be.
So yeah, for sure.
That brewery looks great. I hope they do reopen. Well, let me try their beer first.
Yeah, I was going to say, slow down, Phil. Let's not get out of hand in case this thing is shit.
Shall we learn a little bit about this beer?
Well,
All Cats Are Gray in the Dark?
I think I did some history
and
research.
All right.
We're back.
Would you not? I am not going to put up with that. So for those of
That's
you,
for the audio people.
yeah. So they know we're back.
Just so they know, it said history and facts on the screen, and
Correct.
that's all you need to know.
We
for
just need
those
to add
5
liner
seconds.
notes. As soon as we come out of those clips, we'll be like, there was a barn. So for those of you who may not be familiar with the show, this is the portion of the show where we go through a little bit of history and facts, so to speak, on the brewery. Sometimes it's the style of beer. Sometimes it's whatever beer holiday we're having. Could be a litany of different things. It has morphed more into a trivia portion of the show. We just like that sound clip so much that it lives forever.
Mm-hmm.
So sorry.
I'm not sorry.
Correct.
You learn history and facts while playing trivia.
Thank you. So if you're logged into Facebook or YouTube, you can comment along with us. So you can play trivia with us and be wrong all the time like I am, but still at least get a voice.
Claim to be correct?
Correct.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So let's do some trivia and let's get through it like maybe in the next couple of minutes so I can drink this damn beer.
Cool. True or false? Fat orange cat started in a basement.
I mean, I assume the cat was birthed somewhere other than.
I meant the brewery.
the Fat Orange Cat Brewery. Okay, you got to be specific with me. You know, I don't.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
With every other brewery, I don't need to put the brewing company or.
Yeah, but
whatever.
Every other brewery doesn't make sense without that word at the end of it in a sentence. Fat Orange Cat started in a basement. Garfield.
Yeah, but I capitalized it all, so it's like capital.
He
F.
hates Mondays.
He hated Mondays, but loved lasagna.
This one's weird for me because it feels like a weird question to ask if it wasn't started in a basement, but then I'm also thinking maybe it was started in a garage and you're just changing one word.
Well, but I want to say basement because it's in Connecticut, so
obviously
heavy basement area.
Yep.
Oh, look, my sweatshirt matches the slides.
Yes, it does. I tend to err on the side of Vero, so I'm going to say false.
I'm going to go false as well.
Dang. Well, I at least got Andrew and Kat. It is false. So they actually started out of their barn, and they used their barn for tastings and growler sales and fills.
There you go.
In the summer of 2016. So they specialize in a lot of like small batch recipes, and they were doing like quick turn type of brewing.
Yeah. Which I dig. Like you said, Phil, like if you walked up to a property like that and the barn door opened and they were growler fills on a small barrel system, I'd be like, sell me everything.
Yeah. Especially in like a beautiful fall day in Connecticut. Like,
well, this was summer.
Boy. Yeah, but if you're not in a strip club in Connecticut, you're doing Connecticut wrong.
Else, though, right?
I've never heard of anyone being at a strip club in Connecticut.
Oh, I think we go to Connecticut differently here.
All right, next question. What is the key ingredient in Fat Orange Cat beers? A, well water, B, grains grown on the property, or C, a custom hop strain?
Ooh.
Oh, I feel like given now that we know it was in a barn and seeing the pictures of it, I feel like it could be B, except winter is a problem in Connecticut. So,
I mean, people would harvest stuff and keep it in one of those
in
silos.
the 1500s.
I mean, people still do that. You know, people farm, right?
No, they don't. Birds aren't even real anymore, Tiffany.
There's only Farmville now.
That's been a thing for a long time.
I want it to be well water actually, because well water does vary so much and can change things so much region to region. So I also want it to be well water.
I'm going with A with the location. I'm going well water as well.
Okay. Andy is also going A. Excuse me, Andrew.
No, he doesn't know if he is or not. He's questioning.
A?
Hey, I don't want to be wrong, but hey.
There's nothing Canadian about this question, Andy. Hey.
All right. Well, I apparently didn't get everyone on this one. It is A.
Yes.
2 for 2.
I know. I'm upset at myself right now. But within their small batch recipes, they were using their own well water. And that was kind of one of their key ingredients because of, the differences in not only the location, but also like just where your well is tapped and how deep can like change drastically of what the content of the water
different
is.
pH, different salt, different.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know a thing or two about deep wells, so
trust me.
Ours was dug pretty deep. Yeah, no, we have a well.
Yeah, we do have a well, actually. Yeah. It's like we live in a barn, but we don't.
We don't live in a
All
barn.
right.
That's what I'm saying.
Question
It's like
3.
we do, but we don't.
Yes.
Have we decided yet if we start drinking during question 3 or do we?
I start drinking during question 3 every
I
show.
think
I don't know
everyone
what there is
opens
to
it while
decide.
I read it.
All right. So this is question 3, which means we're gonna crack open this beer, kind of get it started, let it breathe. Let ourselves get some flavor, let ourselves get some notes while we answer the rest of trivia before we get into the review portion.
Yes.
So Tiffany, read us question 3 while we open this beer.
Okay.
Oh wait, do we want to Dave this one?
Oh, that was good.
Yeah, thank you. I've been working on that all week.
Oh,
Yes.
nope. I'm gonna cut that out.
No, that was good. That was
It's live. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. True or false? A white stout is actually a blonde or golden ale.
Oh, by the way, this is a white stout that we're having tonight. I don't think I mentioned that actually.
I think I mentioned it in the promo.
Oh yes, this is true.
Ooh.
I
mean, based on this color, I'm having difficulty not believing it.
This is always the thing that throws me off about like white stouts like this, though, is because it does look like this, and then you try it, and it's like, oh, that's a stout, but that color for some reason. I don't think it's a blonde or a golden ale, so I'm gonna say false.
I'm gonna go false as well here. I think it's a white stout.
You think? I don't think it's either one of these. I think it's what the can says, a white stout. Why would they lie to me?
Yeah, there's no reason to.
Oh, there's a lot of reason to, but smells good.
It does smell good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it is true. So
I hate this game for the record.
White stout is predominantly a blonde or golden ale with a moderate to somewhat high alcohol strength, and it also exhibits some traditional stout flavors such as like coffee and chocolate.
Okay.
Based on just what you do to it.
Okay.
Confusing.
No, just go to the next one. Then it kind of leads into the next question.
Okay. Yeah, the question. All right.
Where are the stout flavors added during the brewing process? During the...
Why are you yelling?
It's for the people who are listening.
It was very loud.
Yeah, that is too much.
It was for people to do an audio check when they're podcasting.
Yeah, but that...
okay. No, I was just really excited.
Someone just tripped running while listening to it.
Also, good for them for running. You keep going.
Made me feel like Jeff Goldblum. But why? Why are we doing this?
Okay, so where are the stout flavors added? Is it during the mash, boil, or fermentation? For those of you who are watching the live stories that we were putting up on Monday, the mash is where those grates were. The boil was the other tank that I was pouring things into. And then the fermentation is what it does in the actual container.
Sorry, I'm just reading answers. So for a stout, is this for a white stout? Or
yes.
Oh, okay, because it didn't specify.
Okay, are these stout flavors?
Well, stout flavors are...
Oh my god!
Not typically associated
right,
with blonde ales or golden ales.
I'm gonna go with the fermentation process because I think it's towards the end that they would add all that to kind of give it that extra ABV, to give it all that like extra stuff to it. So that's where I'm going. So C.
Yeah, I'm torn on this one. I think you could probably get the flavor from B or C. I think C would give it the most flavor if you actually added it during the fermentation process and let it sit the remainder of when it needs to sit. But I'm just going to say B because everyone else said C, just in case, in a wild chance that Vero is terrible at this game.
Which, by history, she normally is.
Yeah, but by facts, she's not. See, that's what I'm thinking as well, Dave. B and C. I think you could do it in either one, depending on what flavor you're going for. But Andrew's going A, final answer, which is great. I
Going-
won't be the only one wrong.
Andrew, A- was not a selection.
All right, Tiffany, give me the answer.
So it is C.
Yeah.
So the brew for most white stouts is not a whole lot different than the regular, where you do mash, which is where you take the grain, it goes to the hopper, into the mash, you add water and some like salts or whatever else you need to do.
Right.
And then you transfer it to the boil. You boil it for a certain period of time. And that's where you add in the hops. Then you chill it to a set temperature and you put it in the fermenter. And that is where you can add a bunch of different things like the stout flavors, like the coffee or cacao for the chocolate flavors as well. And that's where you get where this tastes like a stout,
Right.
versus like a blonde or a golden ale.
Okay. I mean, that makes sense. Like I said, I still think you could pull it off in the boil too, with hop variations. I think you could still get it. Maybe not with some of the flavors.
Yeah,
we're gonna get
I was
in
gonna
this
say
one.
like the stout specific flavors.
Are we talking about white stouts? Because those are actually
mean,
just blonde or golden ales.
I'm just saying, but the stout flavors.
Oh, I see what you're
And that's where you could add in different hops, because the different hops are going to have different flavors.
saying. I was trying to get Phil.
Got me every time. All right, last question.
True or false?
I think it's the last question. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, I thought I changed this one.
We did change this one, but I don't remember the answer. And I know we just talked about it.
Well, we did.
I know.
I thought I changed it. I apologize. Well, maybe you pulled different ones up. I thought I changed them while we were sitting here talking earlier. Okay. Well, anyway,
Sorry.
you're good. True or false? Fat Orange Cat is distribute only as of summer 2020.
The answer is
False.
true. What?
It's false.
December 2021.
You sons of bitches. Trying to trick me.
The other slide that I created said true or false. Fat Orange Cat contract brews with another brewery instead of their original barn location.
I mean, that would have to, well, not necessarily. They could still brew in their barn location, especially if they're distro only. But if they're distro and heavy enough that we got our hands on them, I would assume they're contract brewing somewhere else. So
I mean,
It's part of
or
the
they could
12% beer project, according to the
Right.
can.
Which is like, what's it called near us? Ugh.
that does not narrow it down. There's a lot of what's
pretty
it called?
ugly. It's like
Pretty ugly distribution. Yeah, sure. So I would think they're contract brewing if I had to guess.
Well, now
By
that
the way,
we've learned
they
about
are.
the beer,
they are contract brewing.
They are contract brewing. Thank you.
Yes, through 12%.
That was an answer.
12% is.
I'm the only one that got that right except for Andy. He stands with me.
I think that's an old
that's
comment.
good.
It doesn't matter. I'll bring it up when it's appropriate. No one knows that, Tiffany.
Well, now that we've learned about the beer, let's drink the beer.
That Dan session said review time.
Wow, thank you. We're gonna have to
For all
start
our
announcing-
audio only people.
Yeah, for
That's
our
what it
audio only
said.
folks.
Which I don't know who is listening.
Review
to this.
time.
Audio only.
We should just do like little sound clips that we can throw in over top of that right at the end for the
only if we get Dave to voice track. them.
Yes, as soon as the music cuts out, it'll just say review time. So tonight we are reviewing All Cats Are Gray in the Dark from Fat Orange Cat Brewing out of Connecticut. I want to know, first of all,
It's a very pretty color.
oh, it's a great color. And
I think Phil is frozen, or are we frozen?
am I frozen or Phil's frozen?
Oh no.
Who was frozen?
I don't know. I definitely had something happen on my screen. So
Your can was up for a long time.
Yeah.
as it always is.
Yeah,
Hey-o.
trust me. If I
I
had
wanted to show everyone the color.
$1 for every
It's
time I've
hard
seen
to
it.
see it though.
See, there's Dave, and now review time.
Okay.
See,
Let me just.
all right.
But it's
Show this
very
glass.
pretty.
Yeah, so it's a
Yeah.
pretty color. I like the nose on it. I'd be interested to see, mainly you, Phil, what you get out of it or what you like or don't like about it.
Okay, interesting. You want me to go first?
Mm-hmm.
I really like this a lot.
Okay.
Because I do love stouts. I love chocolatey. I love coffee. I love that sort of vibe going about it. I like the thickness of the beer. I know that sounds kind of weird, but it's got like
Mhm.
It almost leaves. It's got a good mouth feel. Oh my god, I'm bringing the term mouth feel up.
Mouth coating. It's
Mouth
mouth
coating.
watering.
Yeah, it's very much. It sticks. It lingers in your mouth for a while. I do wonder if I didn't know it was golden, would I know it was a white stout? And I think that's an interesting.
Yeah, I think that's a really fair question.
Yeah,
I think the only thing that kind of gives it away is like it does have a lightness about it, where it doesn't feel as heavy as most stouts do.
Sure.
But as we've been learning from all these stouts we've been having lately, that sometimes they can also, like the imperial stouts, can sometimes do that exact same thing.
Right.
So I'm going to say mouth a few more times. All right. I'm going to say it all night. Now it's going to be my word of the show.
Now it'd be better if you said meowth.
Just throwing that out there.
You know, because it's a cat.
I'm going to cut you out of this screen in a second. So overall, I really like this a lot. It's very sweet. I don't want to have more than one of them, but for like the last beer of the night, for like it's almost got a desserty beer style to it when I put it in my mouth.
Meow.
But I'm just gonna give this I'm going 4.25 on this. I think it's delicious.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So I agree with you in the fact that I don't think I would have pinned this as a white stout. To me, it's very much so like a coffee cream ale.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
That is, which I love coffee cream ales. I think they're great. They are kind of a little bit thicker. They do have that mouthfeel, like, I don't know, consistency to them, if that makes sense. And it's very, very coffee-y. And then at the end, it's like a chocolate coffee. Like I get a lot of the chocolate. So then I look at it and I go, what the heck am I drinking? Like, this is not the color I expect that beer to be with like the chocolate to it. Because if it's just the coffee, like the cream ale makes sense.
Yeah.
But the chocolate is weird. But I do like this. It smells really good. I don't know, I almost get like a citrus smell to it.
I get a decent amount of citrus out of it.
And then I taste the coffee and the chocolate. So there's a lot going on in this beer that I can't quite figure out. My brain is very confused currently. It's not a bad
for so long. And currently. Continue. I apologize.
It's not a bad beer. It's just like there's a lot happening that I'm trying to like process from like I feel like I know beer kind of mentality.
Brew's one beer.
No, I mean we do this. No, but we've been doing this show long enough that like I feel like I could talk about beer more than I used to, right?
Sure.
And so like knowing enough about beer to talk about it and have a show that apparently we have people watching.
Allegedly.
I don't know. It's a lot. So, but I do like it. I think if I didn't know a lot about beer, I would like it more.
Oh, thanks.
Okay.
No. I'm still giving it a 4. Still giving it a 4, but I think because there's like the citrus and the coffee and the chocolate and there's just a lot going on. I don't know. I give it a 4.
Fair.
All right. Daniel, you're up.
Yeah. No, you're fine. Vera's not crazy about it. She said it tastes like used coffee, which...
How do you know
she doesn't drink ground coffee. She only drinks espresso. So.
And I've never had a used coffee.
I've had old coffee where I had to heat it up.
It's called 7-Eleven. That's where.
You
don't knock 7-Eleven coffee, young man.
It's used.
Yeah, by me,
also,
3 to 4 times a day.
Vero, I love that you only drink espresso. I just want to share that.
Just
you're very bougie, and I see you.
All right. I do like. I think I agree in the sense that I was a little confused on the beer on the front end because I do get a lot of citrus out of the smell of it. I think it does trick my brain normally with a white stout in general. Anyway, even if I know what I'm about to get, just seeing the color variation of it changes what I'm actually thinking about it, which is why it's always good to get through like half of it for me before I really start to think about it. So a lot of citrus. I'm not blown away by the coffee flavor on it. I get more like chocolatey, like kind of smooth, giving it that smooth taste like that. I think it's a good beer. I dig it. I like most white stouts because I think it just tricks my brain into thinking that I'm not having a heavy stout, even though it's a 7.2%er, and
Yep.
we'll still kick your ass after 3 or 4 of them.
Or one.
Okay. Again, we've been doing this show a long time. 1 7.2 ain't gonna do me in. So I like the beer. I do think there's a lot going on with it as well, which sometimes makes it a little confusing from a palatability standpoint. But I'm going to give it a 4 as well. I think it's good for the style that it's made in. So,
yeah, I'm with you on this coffee thing because I'm having chocolate as I drink it, and then I'm having after mouth coffee, and I'm saying mouth again.
That may be where they're getting some of that used coffee like sensation from.
Yeah, it's almost like you have coffee breath after drinking it.
Yes,
but when I drink it, it's chocolate, so it's weird.
Do you remember the little like chocolates that had like orange?
Oh, I hated those.
No, but this is what this is though, because it's a little bit of citrus, but mainly chocolatey. Like, I can't remember what they were called. The internet will tell me eventually, but there was like orange, almost orange cream filled, but it was chocolate on the outside.
Like a Milano cookie?
No, not quite that.
It kind of tastes like a Milano cookie.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, which is great. Those are good cookies.
I'm sorry. I would like to point out that Katie is bringing back my SAT formatting question.
Jesus.
She does not like the word mouthfeel. Most people don't like the word moist.
Moist is to most people what mouthfeel is to Katie. So trust me, Katie, there's a whole nother joke about what mouthfeel is to Katie. So, and I don't think Andrew's comfortable with it.
He's gone awkwardly silent.
Yeah, he got real quiet.
He's laughing too hard. He can't type.
All right, so show score is a solid 4, which is a great score.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially on this show, because we will trash you if we do not like
I
you.
really though, I really think that I don't think we've had a bad beer. We've had some beer that we didn't agree with the style, or we didn't necessarily like it as much as we would another one in that style. But
they can't all be warheads. You know?
They can't all be rude boys.
Well, this is the part of the show where we're going to go through that every brewer across the nation, around the world, loves. We're going to go through loves.
Oh, they love it.
They love it. This is their favorite part of life. It's like Yelp reviews.
Yeah.
You know, restaurants love them. This is where we go through Untappd and we see if we are accurate like the other people, or I don't know. Let's just find out what everyone else thought of this beer.
I love it.
All right.
We'll read it out loud for you audio listeners.
Correct.
Love a good stout.
Stout.
Sorry.
A good white stout, actually.
Love a good white stout says every time I check into one. Coffee and chocolate came through nice.
Through nice. You got to read it like they wrote it. Love a good white stout says every time I check into one. Coffee and chocolate come through nice. Vanilla a little behind.
There's no comma there. So it's
vanilla. Vanilla's way behind.
Trust me, Vanilla's been behind for about 400
However,
years.
I like their photo.
Vanilla's been behind chocolate and track for years. Thank you, Daniel. All right, continue.
That was fantastic. So they got this at in Florida, which is great. So like when I was thinking about this place having a closed tap room, the fact they're still distroing as far as Florida, I mean, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They also gave it a 4. This person was unaware. So there's a picture of a woman who looks horrified to be there. She is unaware of the fact that she was going to be on Untappd today. And Ryan D said, "Go fuck yourself. All cats are gray in the dark. I give it a 3," and tagged this person.
Maybe he's saying she is a 3 out of 5.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Oh, this is terrible lighting in this picture. Yeah.
Thought it was a cute label, but I got it because it's a white stout. It's yummy.
So, okay. So here's Phil. bought it for the label, but it's also a white
A
stout.
cute label.
I
No,
think
totally
this
that.
could have been me. I think Garrett S. and I might be the same person.
You guys,
Because that is 1000% how I would have ended up with this beer.
Yeah.
I
and
would
that
have seen
navy
the
blue
can. I would have
black
been like,
verbiage.
I would like, oh, look at this can. Like, because the can art, I love when you see artwork that is clearly like really well done. Like it was really thought. Like someone designed this and did a great job. And then I look down, I see it's a white stout at 7.2. It's a no-brainer. That's going in the
That cat just got way
bag.
cuter. Yeah.
Put it
For sure.
in the basket.
Mm-hmm. City Swiggers in New York. I think Vero is a frequenter of City Swiggers.
You know what's funny is
Vera, do you know Garrett?
I saw that as soon as I saw that at the bottom, I was like, I think Vero's there with some regularity.
Yeah. Vero, your job now is to find Garrett.
Garrett.
All right.
Garrett
Let him
is
know
the
he was
blast.
featured on our show.
Yeah, really. All right.
All right. Smooth 3.88 accurate rating. Gave it the benefit. So
What
he
benefit
has
is he giving
to. So Jack is not an Untappd supporter.
So he has to
So
change.
he has to rate things on a 0.25 scale. He has given this beer a 4.0 based on that 2.5.
He rounded up.
Right.
Yeah, that's fair.
However, in his comments, he made sure to give it a 3.88 rating.
Right.
So everyone knew that he did not give it the full 4, but he couldn't possibly give it a 3.75.
Correct.
No.
And also,
Nope.
this is, Dave gave me shit about not gave me shit, but just brought up how much I love Untappd badges. So
You do need a sash.
a sash, a little Boy Scout sash. I love it. So he earned, for the love of the can, level 17, which is great. He drinks a lot of canned beer. This is his 5th stout. That's the first time he's gotten that badge, which means he's had 5 stouts.
Gotta check in all those PBRs.
This is also his first Untappd at home badge. His first Brew Traveler badge. This guy's a jackhole. He's drinking out of a champagne cup.
Plastic. That's a plastic cup, I think, right?
His
Once
daughters are making cookies in the other side of the room, and he was like, well, I can't
that
have
looks
alcohol.
like a charcuterie board, so whoever's house he's at, they treated him well.
Yeah, but it's probably bologna and American cheese, let's be honest.
Kraft Singles and fucking Oscar Mayer.
I don't know. Could be salami back there.
All right, last one.
Phil,
I like this beer.
this is a great review, though. These are the reviews. I'm
Great.
like, great. I'm glad that you liked it. The background on this is so amazing because when Phil and I were in college, we would, play around and shoot videos and stuff. And we turned pictures in one time to get them developed, which is what used to happen with pictures. Children
with film cameras.
Yeah. And so we got the pictures back and they gave us somebody else's pictures.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
We have a picture of a woman in this exact stance, but like behind or in front of her like elderly grandmother in what looks like the same room. And so we made it the background for one of our somewhere this woman exists and has no idea she's been in a video of ours for 20 years now.
Yeah, but it's not a released video.
Oh, I released.
Oh no, it's gone everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Big time.
everywhere.
You search for us, you'll find us.
Don't. We're not allowed to say that name. I love it.
We got to share it for the podcast people. I'm sorry. So that was a photo of a man or woman.
That was a woman
holding the beer glass up. We just see the hand. I'm going from front to back of the photo.
Oh, I see.
So the beer glass is being held up, and there is a woman who is feeding a baby in a high chair while also lifting her leg up like she's going to twerk on the high chair. So she's feeding a kid and leg up twerking on like the tray part.
How do you think that kid's ever going to have a little brother? You got to keep throwing that thing out there, man, even when you're a mom.
Okay.
All right. Well, 4.0 for that beer. I think we were pretty on par with those Untappd reviews. I know I've twerked in front of a baby many times.
Yeah, but other than your dating life.
Oh, right. You got to change that Tinder profile. Good score, good beer. I would say if you can find this beer, I'd say go try it, especially if you like white stout. It's a great beer.
I
All
think it's
cats are
definitely
gray
worth
in
a
the
try.
dark. Oh, I also I believe that this beer potentially is named after some weird documentary that came out. Have you guys heard of this?
I heard a rumor that maybe this is what this was, but
I don't know if it is, but I hope it is, because
I hope so.
I want to read you guys the description of this documentary that came out in 2019. All cats are gray in the dark. Are you ready?
Yes. Yeah. I'm sorry. Go
You
ahead.
ready? This
Yeah.
is a documentary which I really hope this is named after. I don't know what else this would be named after.
We need to find it.
Didn't go. It didn't come into trivia, so now I have to bring it up. The description on when I Google search this documentary. All Cats Are Gray in the Dark is a Swiss short documentary film directed by Lasse Linder and released in 2019. The film centers on Christian, a lonely single man from Austria who has decided to have his pet cat inseminated to help fulfill his own desire to become a parent.
So, is the cat inseminated with other cat?
I mean,
What the fuck is in this beer? That's my question.
I assume it's the veterinarian.
It was thicker than I expected.
Right.
It was very creamy.
That is the used coffee on the back end. Ugh.
It's a used
No,
coffee.
I'm
gonna go watch this documentary. It's a short, so it doesn't take long.
This is such an important film. I need to find it because I just want everybody to remember that when you think about what you do for a living or what you're doing in life, whether or not it's important, some person made a short documentary film that is probably their life's labor on inseminating a cat so you could live out your own fatherly dreams.
And then someone across the world made a beer called the same
Correct.
thing.
Correct. And then Will Smith smacked him when he won his award for it. It came full circle. And it's like, now I am a dad.
And now everyone's favorite portion of the show.
You? Is that what
Literally, as soon as that sound clip plays, every time I go like this. Oh shit! Never mind. I got one.
I was watching you in the screen. I was like,
for those of you,
what did I do? Sorry, go Tiffany for the audio listeners especially.
That said, wish you were actually beer. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the show, this is the part of the show where we get to talk about anything in life, whether recent or not, that we wished was beer, because it would make it better or worse. Who knows?
Ah, fair.
Daniel, you found one last minute in your brain.
No, I found it prior to that. I just forgot about it until Phil was like, our favorite part of the show. And I was like, oh shit, I had one. I was racking my brain. So mine's pretty easy, actually. I wish golf was beer.
That includes beer.
No, it definitely includes beer. But I wish golf was beer because I recently saw Phil post a video of him driving a golf ball, and he's really
Daniel's
good.
on Instagram now.
Yeah, and he's really good at it. And I have to play in a charity golf tournament tomorrow, and I'm, despite my amazing physical stature and obvious athletic build, suck at golf. And I found myself thinking, God, if golf were beer, I'd just be back in the same position I was, better than everything else at Phil. But he gets me on golf.
It's about time I got something on you. But if you drink enough beer, you'll be great at golf.
True.
In your own head. But
careless.
Or I just play for that Saudi league and just kill whoever I want and apologize and get a couple $100 million. That's a different episode. I apologize.
Yeah, that's our Phil Mickelson podcast that we do.
We do one on rheumatoid arthritis and one on the new Saudi golf league. Both are involving Phil Mickelson, which is weird.
Very strange.
Very strange time we live in.
All right, I'll go next. I'm jumping in, Tiff. I'm gonna make you close it out. So it better be positive, or else you're ending on a negative note.
Sure.
My wish you were beer this week is I wish that ordering a mattress online was beer. I know that sounds weird.
Yes.
I won't mention a company, Brentwood, Homes, but
wasn't it an avocado mattress after last week?
No, it wasn't. I thought about the avocado. Well, here's the thing. So I was in need of a mattress. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna order because it's a temporary mattress I need for a limited amount of time. So my thought here was like, let me try one of these 100-day warranties out and see how it goes. And so I was looking at all the different ones, and I found one that was like, we're gonna ship it in under 3 days. It'll be shipped. And I was like, this is the one, because all the other ones were like 7 to 10. So I go with that one. It's been 10 days. It hasn't shipped yet. You know what? You know what ships out to me pretty quickly when I order it? Beer. They're pretty good, and if they're late, I don't get that mad because they're beer people. They're nice people, but mattress people, those people are the worst. So
laundering money.
Yeah. So company I won't mention, Brentwood Homes, you suck, and I want my mattress. And now we've lost sponsorship.
I'm okay with it. Gabriel just has a quick request, actually.
He'd like your old one.
Can you send him your old mattress?
If you like urine, you're going to love my old mattress.
That's why he wants your old mattress. Vero wishes that switching jobs was beer. That way everyone would try to help with the process instead of getting in the way. Very true.
There's nothing worse than that when everyone's just like, they need some. All of a sudden, you're important. You weren't important before that. And the second you're about to leave, everyone needs to know what was in your head.
Right. All of a sudden, I need you to document the last X amount of years in this binder, and you have 5 days to do it.
And the charity's the Mickelson Exchange Club. It's not helping like sick kids or anything. Let's not get ourselves.
Dave says Tuft and Needle, good mattress, and they had 2-day shipping.
Oh, where were you a few days ago? I mean, over 10 days ago, Dave.
Would you say it's more Tuft and less Needle, I hope? I mean, it's a mattress.
God, I hope so. And are you learning that from the website, Dave? Because the website at Brentwood also said 3 days. So I'm just.
I think Dave got a mattress recently, is what it sounds like.
Yeah, it does.
I wish war was beer. The U.S. budget for beer would be trillions.
Oh, God, you are not kidding.
Story.
That would be so much beer.
Sorry.
So good we said it twice.
Yeah. It was tough.
For those audio listeners, we're now responding to comments of people on YouTube.
I will go with mine. I'm going to make it really easy, and it's not going to be about abortion or the rights of women and respecting.
If I could have spit my beer out all over this electronics, I would have.
Or
if I had any left, but I fucking love this beer. So
just respect for the birthing humans of the world.
Yes.
Which is a fucking shit show, and I have a lot to say about it. I'm not going to. I wish free time was beer. I tried to listen to a podcast today, and I either was interrupted by a child, a task that needed to be done that I couldn't pay attention to the podcast and do at the same time.
Sorry, Dave. She tried to listen, but she couldn't.
Or well, we listened last night. I just wanted to listen to it. But it was just there was a lot going on today, and I couldn't dedicate even 5-10 minutes to a full podcast without having to hit stop or pause and then keep going. And that just made today feel extra hectic because I felt like I didn't have any time to myself.
And if it was beer?
Oh, sorry. And if it was beer, I wouldn't care. Because this is my third. But cool.
See, the comparable here that I'm saying is what if someone gave you a beer, you could drink it, but then they kept taking it away from you every few minutes.
I do that with my beer.
That sounds like...
No, I put my beer down and I forget about it and I come back to it and it's ooh, beer. It's almost ooh, piece of candy.
James,
so it's okay. I'm not irritated when I put the beer down and then go do something. I was irritated when I had to pause and then rewind 15 seconds to figure out what the hell they were talking about. Cause anyway, it's fine.
I wish the word mouthfeel was beer because, then we'd have too much of it. Katie wishes Andrew was beer because then he couldn't sass her.
I love our comment section. It's my favorite.
It is one of my favorites. Yeah, it is. And kudos to everyone who continues to come out and make these comments because these people are all of our regulars. And honestly, you all make the show so much more fun for us. So thank you. I don't wish you were beer. I wish you were just yourselves every week. Thank you.
Perfect.
Yeah. So all of these people have liked and subscribed, obviously, and they have notifications turned on for when the show comes on. You should do that too. People who are
we have one other
listening.
portion on the show real quick before you get into throwing things out.
What?
What are we
other
doing next
portion,
week?
Daniel?
Oh
my gosh. Next
he said
week.
close it out. He said, Tiffany, you do it and then you close it out. And I started to close it
He
out.
meant you closed out the Wish You Were Beer section.
Nope, he didn't
100%.
specify.
Again,
much like Fat Orange Cat, no one specified, and I'm going to throw a fit about it.
61 episodes.
Nope, throw a fit. Throw it a fit.
What are we doing next week?
We're going
to Double Buck from OEC.
So this is actually
I don't know what this means.
This is actually another Connecticut beer. We did look up the name or what the OEC stands for, and it's Latin when they actually spelled it out, but it basically just means extraordinary, whatever. Fuck gives a fuck. We'll figure it out before next week.
Well, yeah, I'll figure out how to pronounce it. I'll Google it. Google has added some more languages. I think they're now like 164 languages.
Now, I don't know if you guys know this and if I'm putting you on the spot, but when it comes to a Bock, Bock beer, what are we dealing with here? Because this is a Doppelbock, which I am assuming means double Bock. Am I wrong in thinking that?
I don't know. Let's find out next week.
I was going to say, let's set it up for next week, bro.
I had a Bock earlier tonight. I love Bocks, but I don't know why. So I'm looking forward to figuring out.
Cali?
It is
Baja, Mexico, California.
It's Ojai Valley Brewery.
Oh, hey Valley. Ojai Valley. I'm sorry.
Ojai Valley.
Yeah, if it was Ojai Valley, they pronounce it differently.
I'm a big fan of Bocks, but I don't know why. So I'm looking forward to next week to kind of find out what it is about a Bock that I love so much.
Well, now that you bring that up, we'll do more. I mean, obviously, unless OEC wants to get involved, we'll do some more Doppelbock actual information versus just the brewery.
I mean, I'm assuming that the Doppelbock is related to a Bock beer.
Right? The only thing I know about it is that there's a badge that has a little beer bottle inside of a leather jacket that looks like the Terminator, and it says, "I'll be Bock."
Oh my gosh.
I think you actually mentioned that on Dave's
I did
show.
Mention that on Dave's show.
That's like
one of my favorite badges.
Mine is the Lager Jack, where it's a little flannel on a beer bottle.
He's holding an axe.
And it's in the forest.
Oh, I love that one. I agree.
That's my favorite. Because I go, Lager Jack!
I'm very much looking forward to this then, because I remember even 15 years ago, I remember loving Bocks, but I never knew why. And so I'm excited to kind of learn about a Bock and figure out why I like these things so much.
Because it's beer?
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like there's certain beers that you just love more than others. And for me, for the past, however many years I've been drinking, the Bock has always been one where I see it on a menu. I go, I'm going to like that beer. Right. And so I'm looking forward to finding out what is up with this beer.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it's going to be fun. Besides that, who wants to close out this show?
All right, well, Tiffany already started, so I'm going to let her.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but then you threw me off my game.
I mean, we had another portion of the show.
Yeah.
That wasn't throwing you off your game. That was.
Nope, you threw me off.
We were taking a corrective course.
All right. We're going to be here next week.
It's going well so far.
Tiffany, why is this so difficult? I don't understand.
I was on a roll, and now I got to figure out where I was and where. Okay. Yeah. So, for those of you who are watching and or listening, we have a YouTube, a Twitter, a Facebook, and an Instagram, and you should like and subscribe to the YouTube. We also have a website, www.wishyouwerebeershow.com.
All three.
And if you go there, you will see all of the past episodes we've done. We've got some super cool blogs and all the links to said social medias. We also have Untappd. You can follow us there. There's some cool coupons that you could use for, Tavor. We've got Beer Drop. Yep. I think those are the only two. So check those out. And come back next week where we'll be drinking a Doppelbock from OEC. And I think that's it. Did I get it?